I'm Nikki Juice.
And I'm Cheryl.
And this is Killers, Cults and Queens.
The Spooky Sleepover.
Welcome to Killers, Cults and Queens. It's time for the Spooky Sleepover.
Yes, indeed. It's our weekly chat show where we catch up on this week's antics, discuss our rabbit holes of the week, and debrief on this week's case.
But before we delve into our case of the week, how have you been, Ashes? What's been going on?
Oh, I've been fabulous. I have been well. I'm actually feeling a lot more human. Yes, I'm still as busy, but I'm actually feeling like myself again after just being a shell of a touring human.
It's difficult, isn't it, when you're away from home for a long, long time to suddenly get your feet back on home turf?
Yeah.
It feels like it takes a while to settle, doesn't it?
Well, I felt like I was just on this treadmill going at like level 10. You know, that speed where it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If I try and slow down, it's just going to be like, boom. Those funny TikToks that you see of the people just like, boom, off the treadmills. But I swapped walking on that treadmill to watching people running on actual tarmac, and I was at the London Marathon the other day.
Fun times.
I know. So if anybody is unaware, the London Marathon on mile 21 down Butcher's Row turns the entire mile into a pride celebration called Rainbow Row. So it's like carnival, flags flying, music blaring, and they have drag artists and sometimes even pop artists, because we had Claire from STEPS joining us on the stage, cheering all the runners on, keeping the morale up for the final 5.2 to go. I cannot describe the energy the London Marathon brings to the capital. I just think it just brings so many people together. We were all there for one reason, and that's to cheer on, to celebrate all the amazing 50, I think it's actually 60,000 runners.
Oh, it's a ridiculous amount of people.
I know. But I did 4 hours on that stage.
Wow.
Cheering everybody on. I can't get off. I just love it because you just see the impact. If you were running, I'd see your little name said Nikki. I'd be like, everybody make some noise for Nikki. And the whole row just goes, ah. We had Cynthia Erivo running past, and you can track all the runners on the app.
Yeah.
So if they let you know their number, you can see whereabouts they are. So we queued Defying Gravity, her version, and she was running through. It was just insane. It really is incredible. People have asked if I'm going to do it, and I said, fuck off.
You're not even tempted just a little teensy bit?
Not even by a half.
No, I couldn't be doing it. I'm not too bad at running, which is a bold claim because I haven't run for a very, very long time, but I can do it. I've worked it out now.
But you have run,
but
so you know you
run,
can do it.
So I know I can do it.
Whereas I haven't.
But the longest I've ever gone is about a mile, so I can't do very far.
At the peak of my university days, when I was in the gym every single day, dancing for like 5 hours a day on top of all my lectures and whatnot, I would do an hour and 10 minutes solid running on the treadmill. And in hindsight, I don't know how I did that. So maybe I have been a runner in the past.
Yeah, you have been. That definitely counts.
I don't know what that could be. An hour and 10 minutes at level 10.
I'd say that's probably quite far.
Hey Siri, if I was to run on a treadmill at level 10 for an hour and 10 minutes, how long of a distance would that be?
That's the question.
Sorry, I can't help with that.
Oh.
You can learn more about logging your health data with...
I'm just curious because I'm just, it piqued my brain. Around 11 kilometers or 7 miles.
Well, there you go. That's a decent amount.
Maybe I should enter the ballot. No, I'm not doing it. No,
because nobody put Shez's name in for a joke.
Do not dare put me in the ballot, because that will mean I will have to do it, and I don't want to do it.
But you could.
I would be the one that gets to about mile 9 and I just collapse on the heap on the floor. Runners are falling over me. I'm ruining people's days. I'm not doing that to people. Do you know what, Nikki? Something's come over me. I think I might start running.
Should we hold each other accountable? Should we start a run club?
Just FaceTime each other as
Yeah.
run. I've got this bubbling sensation. I'm like, I'm being so defeatist about this. I'm not going to enter the marathon ballot.
No.
But I feel like I should challenge myself.
Maybe just do it once around the block.
I just ran around the block, everybody.
This is me on mile 1. Did you see that Trisha Paytas TikTok the other day?
I did.
Mile 1, mile 2, mile 3, mile 4, mile 5, mile 6, mile 7. Whew, it's harder than it looks, y'all. Guys, final mile. Here we go, mile 20. Mile 20 reward.
I love you, Jesus. But enough about running. How has your week been? Have you been running away from anything?
Well, no, but this week has been an interesting one in our household because I have a question for you. How territorial are you about food in the fridge? Are you somebody that is like, that is definitely mine and I'm keeping it? You know, say that you'd cooked something for your dinner and it was leftovers for the next day and you were going to have it for your lunch. Would you be annoyed if somebody else ate that?
Okay, I think we're very clear with everything in our house.
Mm-hmm.
So say if we cooked a spaghetti bolognese and I left the bolognese in the fridge, like the mix, and Hayden went, oh, I'm going to use that for my lunch tomorrow, I'd be like, cool, that's his.
Yeah.
He also knows that if there's chocolate in the fridge, I know he's not going to eat it because he doesn't like chocolate in the fridge. He likes it room temperature. So anything in the fridge that's like chocolatey or confectionery is mine. So that's fair game. But in terms of like snacks or food, 9 times out of 10, we bought it together. I wouldn't eat it all. I would have like a bit of it. Or if I knew it was just for him, I wouldn't touch it.
Okay. So if you had cooked some sausages, and one of which you had saved for your lunch for the following day, if you went to the fridge and found that that sausage was gone, would you be annoyed by that?
Yes. Because I've been very specific in my instructions that, oh, are we going to use this sausage? I might have it for my lunch tomorrow. That is benchmarked.
Yes.
That is there.
Yep.
And that's where it's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Business as usual.
Yep. That is now mine and I'm staking claim on it. Well, imagine my horror when I had cooked some sausages and I'd left them in the fridge and I had given one to my hungry husband who came home late after band practice one evening. And I said to him before he went to bed, please don't eat that sausage because I'm going to have it for my lunch tomorrow. And he went, okay, and then fell asleep. And then the next day, I come round for my lunchtime and I go into the fridge and there is no sausage. It has gone. My anger on a scale of 1 to 10 was about an 8.
Mine would be a 9.7. It would be Richter scale.
Because I was quite annoyed by this. Now, he said he had entirely forgotten that I'd said that.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah. I don't know how much I believe that, so...
Hungry hippos will always eat the sausage.
Yes. So a couple of days go by. I've gotten over it by this point. We're all right. We're good. We're fine. And he's apologised. And then there's a knock on the door and there is a parcel. So he brings it upstairs and he's like, oh, this is for you. So I open it up and inside is a cookie, a massive cookie. And on it, it says, sorry for eating your sausage. So somebody had to pipe on this cookie, sorry for eating your sausage, which I find hilarious. That's a decent apology.
I thought you were going to say he'd got you the Sausage of the Month collection.
That would have been good, wouldn't it?
If you do it again, Neil, you know what you need to do. But that is fabulous. And I'm just thinking of the Millie's Cookies person just going, sorry for eating your sausage.
Yes, I'll put the picture up so you can see it. But yes, so that was my week. So he has been fully forgiven now, but just don't mess with a woman's sausage. That's all I'm saying.
You could say that again.
Yeah. So on On this week's case, we headed into a Hollywood story which has been around for decades, and we covered the case of the Black Dahlia. Now, this one was quite an interesting one, wasn't it? Because it was, the height of Hollywood fame. You've got this starlet. Whether she was a starlet or not, we don't know. But she was murdered, left for dead in horrific circumstances.
The blood was drained from her body.
Yeah, which is horrific. And the fact that she was cut in half as well. So this is a real tough case, isn't it? So has it been sticking in your brain since we covered it?
I don't want to say unfortunately it has, because that sounds like I'm trying to forget it. But this would have been something so traumatic to see that it would just be stuck with me until my dying day. But as you say, this was the day and age of glitz, glam, Hollywood, spectacle, saga, that this was publicized everywhere. And it didn't need to be that shock and scandal, The fact that this crime scene was tampered with just purely to get the scoop. Hey, Mr. Hop, let me get the scoop. It didn't need to be that. And I think from what I saw in the comments, a lot of people agreed with that.
Yeah. I just feel really sorry for Elizabeth because she was just treated as this nobody, really. There was no real information about her background. The only things that I could find were pretty fleeting, to be honest.
Which is horrendous.
Yeah, and they decided to treat her death as the most important thing in her life. And I just think that's really sad. And the fact that the journalists went after her family and just were so grim with everything that they did, I think in this day and age, I don't think we've really learnt much from that kind of thing. It still happens now.
Well, you look at situations like Princess Diana, you'd think we'd learn from that, but it still happens. The press are horrendous.
It just speaks volumes that her family found out from a journalist that she died, not even the police.
Well, LAPD for you.
They knew who she was really, really quickly, so they should have been trying to track down her family straight away, but no, it was more important that the journalists were allowed onto the crime scene, which is not a good idea.
Heck off.
Not a good idea.
But yeah, it is a very dark and chilling case, but it definitely had a lot of spotlight put onto it to open up other cases.
Yeah, and I think there were a lot of things learnt from this case as well. There were really vital clues that were not really investigated properly. So her handbag and things, that probably had real vital stuff upon it. But because the DNA testing wasn't there at that time, they just couldn't do anything with it. So it was just kind of chucked in an evidence locker and that was it. There was loads to be learned from this case, and I just think that for the sake of her family, I really hope that they feel like they got some form of justice from changing cases in the future, even though they didn't get justice for Elizabeth herself.
I know. Well, we actually had an email come in from Martin, and Martin wanted to ask you, Nikki. Now, obviously, you are our true crime spooky specialist on this show, and Martin wants to know, how would you have coped waking up, looking out to your window and seeing a crime scene in front of you to this scale?
Well, I think it's something where it depends what day and age you're in. If it was a modern thing now, I would just kind of probably close the curtains and be like, okay, well, this is nothing to do with me. And I call the police and the police come and sort it out. But I think back then, you didn't really have the luxury of that kind of thing. You did have to go and knock on doors or speak to people and, kind of try and get information that way about what had happened. So it was a bit more boots on the ground. So I feel like maybe I would have not necessarily been one of the people that was outside gawking, but I feel like I would have been trying to get a bit more information about what had happened because you want to know that you're safe in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, well, that's my initial thought is we need to get to the bottom of this because is this going to happen again on my doorstep?
Yeah. And how about you? How would you react in that situation?
I'd be putting my house on Rightmove.
You'd be off.
I'd be like, goodbye. It's been lovely.
Only just had this built, but I'm off.
All right, right, Divas, it's time for our rabbit holes of the week. Now, Nikki Drews, what have you been lost down this week?
Well, this week has been a very, very important time in my life because I've made the purchase that you only have to make once every 10 years, which is a new mattress.
Oh my God. Now, as somebody that did this a couple years ago, it blew my mind. Now, I need to hear all about your new mattress.
So it's an IKEA because, of course, it is.
Okay, well, people may shit on IKEA for whatever reasons they want, but my IKEA mattress popped off and we had one. Well, we actually had two different ones for a good 8 years.
Yeah, my last one was an IKEA one, so I was like, yeah, I'm getting another IKEA mattress. It's stood the test of time, and it's only now that it's starting to fall apart that we were like, yeah, it's time for a new one. So we did the testing of all of the beds, as you have to do, and you have to roll across them all. And at one point, Neil nearly ended up getting into bed with another woman because this woman came and sat down just at the same time he did. He was like, well, that was awkward.
Not Nikki Drews becoming a throuple.
I was just standing there going, okay. So in that week, stolen my sausage, now in bed with another woman.
Your days are numbered, Neil.
So all of that got me thinking about weird beds throughout history because in historical times, the mattress has evolved over the years. So we've always liked a little soft place to lie down.
Comfort.
A little comfort. But over the years, those things have got more and more elaborate. So in prehistoric times, mattresses were layers of reeds, grass, and leaves. So can you imagine sleeping on that? That'd be toasty warm, wouldn't it?
So comfy.
And apparently it was very, very smart to put certain herbs and flowers on your mattress to repel insects. So to stop you getting bitten by mosquitoes and all of that sort of stuff, which is quite smart. In ancient Egypt, the Egyptians developed the raised bed. So you can be thankful to Egyptians and the fact that we don't sleep on the ground anymore because they developed the bed. So that's quite exciting, isn't it?
Thank you, Egyptians, for my bed frame.
They also came up with the early mattress, and that was filled with wool, feathers, or reeds, and they used headrests instead of pillows. So that would have been like a solid block under your head. Oh, no thank you. That's still popular in some countries, and no thank you. I don't want that on the back of my neck.
Now, we could do a whole rabbit hole on pillows and different types of pillows, so we'll save that for another day.
Coming up next time. In the Roman era is when things really started to change. So mattresses were stuffed with feathers or wool, so we're starting to see things that are a bit more common to what we use today. And poorer individuals were still on the hay and the reeds and the leaves, unfortunately. Romans also came up with the first ever waterbed.
No, I don't fuck with a waterbed.
No.
It's too dangerous. I've been on one in like a relaxation room in a spa, and it's been nice, but I could not trust myself on my own dime and my own bedroom not to turn it into a paddling pool.
Yeah, and I just don't really see the point of them either, because surely they're just like not particularly comfy to sleep on. I've never slept on one. I've only ever like found one in the bed shop and being like, wee!
You know when you've drunk a lot of liquids and you lay down and your belly sloshes?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. Just sloshing around in your bed.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. Thanks very much. Medieval times, mattresses were filled with straw, feathers, or down, and that's when we start to see sort of the standard mattress shape as well starting to appear. So they start to get thicker at this point as well. Then we move on to the 18th and 19th century, and cotton and wool mattresses became popular. So German inventor Heinrich Westphal introduced the first steel coil spring mattress. So it's relatively recent that we've had coiled mattresses.
Well, they realised that we're fucking our backs sleeping on twigs and leaves.
But then we obviously go on to the modern stuff and the things we know now, so like memory foam and that kind of thing. But nothing really changed throughout the whole of the 19th century. It's only when we got into the 20th century that things like memory foam and stuff started to appear. So that's quite interesting, isn't it, that we stuck with the same design for a century.
Well, people says what it does on the tin, and let's stick to it.
Now, let's get into some of the weirder beds that are out there because we've gone through the mattresses. So, have you ever heard of the penny hangover?
Not a Scooby.
So the penny hangover was a rope bed that was used in really poor areas, and it was used in the East End of London predominantly. And it was somewhere where you could go for the night and you could pay your penny and you would have a rope and you would put your arms over it and you would sleep just hanging over the rope.
I'd rather just stay awake.
Yeah. Well, it got you up and off the floor, which was away from the rats, because if you fell asleep and you were outside, you could be nibbled by rats. It was a good idea to be up and out from off the floor. Can you imagine the pain your back would be in the next day?
It's like sleeping on an economy flight.
Then there were the coffin beds, so you could rent a coffin for a night and sleep inside that. I would probably do that.
Of course you would.
Yeah,
The lid on?
Yeah, go on then. Why not? Just put me in for the night. Just don't screw it down, just in case I need a wee. But I think I'd probably be quite cosy in there.
It's too small.
But also, these weren't like the nice plush caskets that you get nowadays. This was like literally just planks of wood, not the comfiest thing. And then we move on to the biggest bed out there. So this is called the Great Bed of Ware, and you can still go and see it now if you want to, because it lives in the V&A.
The V&A down the road?
Yeah. Oh, so this was a 10 by 11 foot 4-poster bed, and it was mentioned in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. That's how famous this bed is. It could fit 4 people, or according to some stories, up to 15 couples. This was a naughty bed for naughty things.
Those keys are definitely in that bowl.
Yep. Now, it was bought by a couple of different taverns, so it was used as a bit of a tourist attraction, but apparently it was used, and apparently there are notches on the bedposts, and that's thought to be where notches on the bedposts come from.
You learn something new every day.
And then we have some weird ones. This one I really like the idea of. This is Elvis Presley's hamburger bed. So Elvis had a custom-made round velvet bed with a built-in television and stereo, and it was fit for the king because he obviously loved burgers. So I would like to have a go on that.
Much to his demise. But
Yeah.
I've got to see it for myself to understand.
There's also, in recent times, the self-making bed. So are you somebody that gets up and makes your bed straight away? I'm not one of those people, so I could probably do with the self-making bed, because it's usually about halfway through the day that I remember to pull the covers back. It's too late in the day now. Just leave it as it is.
Ah, well.
Ah, well.
Ah, well. I mean, there are days that I just sort of just fall out and just leave it for a little bit, but I tend to make it a lot.
Yeah, some people are real religious about it, aren't they? And they get out of bed and they got their proper hospital corners and all sorts.
Oh, no, I ain't doing that. I'm just folding it till it's flat.
Yeah, no, that's basically what I do, is just pull the covers back up and that's it. So I could probably do with the self-making bed. But that's kind of the weird, different beds that are out there. So out of all of those, which one would you be choosing?
The leaf one.
Yeah?
No, I'm
You're
joking.
gonna go sleep on the leaves?
No, I think I would try the Egyptian bed just to say I've done it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my bed.
I feel like I'd like to have a go on the Great Bed of Ware, but I'd like to be in there on my own.
What in the youth hostel's going on there?
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I've been lost in this week. It's been making me think a lot about various different sleeping habits and various different weird beds out there. But what have you been up to, Shez? What have you been lost in this week?
Well, it's not what I've been lost in. It's what keeps finding me.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I have been constantly followed by Mr. Blobby.
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
Blobby, blobby, blobby. Now, for those that aren't familiar, Mr. Blobby is a TV personality who is about 7 foot tall, pink-bodied, yellow-spotted, and only says one word: Blobby. And he was first birthed onto televisions at Noel's house party, and the rest is history. He has tormented audiences for years. I even remember as a child going to one of the Mr. Blobby attractions. I can't remember where it was.
Blobby Bottom.
Was it somewhere near Somerset?
Something like that.
Yeah. I remember just going into a room and then Mr. Blobby appearing. And I was, at the time, I loved it. Well, I know, I still love Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, I do. I've got a soft spot for Blobby.
But I cannot tell you, Mr. Blobby has been following me in one medium or another. I don't know whether the algorithm is just forcing me to see Mr. Blobby. I'm not sure whether Mr. Blobby is making a return yet again to our television screens, and that's why he's just in the psyche. But now he has intercepted my dreams.
Oh, no. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
And I kid you not, even last night I had a Blobby dream.
Oh, no. When was the last time you had one of those?
But no, he is now intercepting my night times. And whether you want to call them dreams, whether you want to call them nightmares, I am being hounded by Mr. Blobby. So, Mr. Blobby, if you were out there, please let me have one night's sleep of peace, and then I'll come see you. Until then, XOXO, Gossip Cheryl.
What's he doing in your dreams?
Well, sometimes he's just an extra. Like last night, I gate crashed a wedding.
Right.
I was very that movie. What's his name with the chin?
Wedding Crashers?
Vince Vaughn.
Yes. And Owen Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
Owen Wilson with the chin. It felt like that wedding where they were like gate crashing, and I was trying my best to not be caught at this wedding that suddenly turned into an Airbnb in a country manor, and like Mr. Blobby was there.
Of course.
So he was there just as a feature. But times I've been having dreams where Mr. Blobby is literally me and him on a mission doing something. So it's like sometimes he's just a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he's a starring role.
Yeah.
But for the last couple of days, Mr. Blobby has been there. Blobby! Well, that's all the my divas.
Remember, you can get in touch on Instagram at Killers Cults Queens and come and see us over on YouTube at Killers Cults Queens, where we're now publishing our episodes in video format every week, and you can now watch our episodes on Spotify too.
If you want to get our episodes ad-free and a day early, then come join our exclusive community over on Patreon at patreon.com/Killers Cults Queens, where you can get our episodes plus some bonus content.
And if you've got a bit more to say or you want to suggest a topic for a future episode, then please email us at killerscultsqueens@gmail.com, and don't forget to join the conversation in our Spotify and YouTube comments too. We really do read every single one.
And whilst you're there, why don't you give us a like or a thumbs up or a 5-star review? It really does make a difference, and we'd love you for it.
See you next time, and don't be a killer or join a cult.
Blobby, blobby, blobby!
Blobby, blobby, blobby. Bye-bye.
Wow, wow, wow.